All right, so I'm making this video. Um, literally, just literally happened. I mean, I got dressed, but so about I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, had someone suggest that I start practicing. Now I call it spirit singing. Um, this is what I see it to be. Excuse me. You can tell I was not prepared for this. So, what this is, it's a form of meditation. And I was pretty novice at this, still am. And the best way I can tell you, now I do it in the shower because of my professional background, 20 years in the video post production. We had recording studios in there, so I know the science of acoustics, and I understand the science of frequencies and harmonics. So when I first started doing this, I was told just basically to relax, um, begin to get myself into a meditative state. Now, I love water as it's flowing over me. It allows me to get into a very deep meditative state, and to allow the conscious mind to stop and to begin to allow the spirit voice. We're all spirits. Now, the question is, who's actually got control of the vocal cords? Is it the conscious mind? Rarely do we see the subconscious mind ever having the ability to overtake the conscious mind. And then there's the spirit. Now, for decades, I am a person who prayed in tongues. I, had that gifting, could actually interpret them. So when I started this, I really wasn't sure what I was doing. And as I began to get more comfortable and to allow the transfer of energies from mind to spirit, I began to get this frequency. Now, we've seen many of this in yogis that will meditate. A lot of people will use, the mantras. This is different than that. I can't explain it really, but when you start allowing this force to rise up, and it's weird because I found myself always holding my hands like this. It's really weird, and it was right above the solar plexus. And what happened just now, I thought I was in there for literally 5 minutes. I was in there for 45 minutes. And this time was different. I began to hear and utter frequencies. I could sense this. I could hear it. And I could sense at times that when I would get into a prolonged, extended, shallow, deep breathing, exhaling from, I guess you could say this could be from the soul. I don't know. I think it's from the spirit. I began to notice I was in a different place. And it was far out, folks. And then I began to experiment with a different fluctuation of tone. And the frequency was intense. My body felt completely numb. I didn't even feel the water. my body was completely numb to any external stimuli. And it was wild. Um, I began to find that through the practice of breathing, allowing expanded capacity, that the tones and the frequencies became constant, steady, and it was wild. Thoughts were more like flashes of color. And then I stopped. And the interesting thing was that my body was still, it was tingling, like I had literally stuck. We've all done it. When you hit that hot wire, you immediately pull back. It was that kind of thing. As I got out of the shower, I had to get my brain to understand that, yeah, this is it. So anyway, little diary note. Let's see what happens as this continues. I thank the person who suggested this. Wow, folks, we are remarkable beings. We contain capacities within us that sadly most go to their graves never, ever touching. All right, we'll talk soon.